Hey, I'm Alan Debala, and I'm going to share my experience, the three things I've learned after 15 years of teaching. So, I've been a teacher for over 15 years, and still I don't feel like an expert. What I do feel is someone who's been around long enough to notice patterns. This video isn't advice, it's not a framework, it's not definitely not a masterclass. It is me documenting three things I've learned along the way. These are things I wish I'd understood earlier. Maybe I couldn't have. I'll share how I think about them now, how I use them, and where I still get it wrong despite all these years. If you are a teacher, great. If you're not, that's fine too. Because this isn't really about teaching, it's about working with people. When I started teaching, I thought the job was about delivering content, explaining clearly, planning well, knowing my subject. Those things matter, but they are not the job. The real work showed up in places I didn't expect. It was in conversation, in reactions, in silence. Over time, my focus shifted less on what I was teaching, more on how learning actually happened. So, the first thing, clarity matters more than energy. The first thing I learned is that clarity beats enthusiasm. Early on, I thought good teaching meant energy, bubbling, jumping all over the place, and being a showman. But big presence, engaging delivery, keeping things lively. And sometimes that works. But I noticed that students didn't struggle because I liked energy. They struggle because they didn't know what they were supposed to do, as in many cases. So I started paying attention to my instruction, not how exciting they were, but how clear they were. I asked myself things like, what exactly am I asking them to produce? What does done look like? What happened first? When learning stalls, it's often not about motivation, it's about confusion. This changed how I plan. I spend more time clarifying the task than decorating it, and that has made the biggest difference. The second thing I learned is mod problems are system problems. And the second thing took years to accept. When something goes wrong, it is tempting to personalize it. They are not trying, they don't care, they are not capable. I've thought all those things in my 15 years, but over time, I noticed a pattern. The same issue appeared with different students, different classes, different year group, and that when it clicked. If the problem keeps repeating, it's probably not the people, it is the system. So now when something isn't working, I look at the structure, the routine, the expectation, the timing. I ask, what is this system rewarding? What is it making difficult? This shift helped me stay calmer, less blame, more adjustment, not fixing people, fixing conditions. That's the second thing. And the third thing I learned is progress comes from consistency. The third thing is the least exciting, but it is the most reliable. Change doesn't come from big moments. I'm sure you've noticed that many times in your own life. It comes from small habits repeated over and over. I used to look for breakthroughs, the perfect lesson, the moment everything clicked, as most new teachers do and most people do in their jobs. Those moments are nice, but the truth is they are rare. What actually moves things forward is boring consistency. Some expectations, some language, some routines, not rigid, just predictable. Shouldn't relax when things are predictable. I relax mind, learn better, and relax mind, learn better. So these are the three things I learned so far. Clarity matters more than energy. Problems are systems problem, and progress comes from consistency. None of this is new. It's not new to me, but it's been useful for me to learn it slowly. If you earlier in your journey, text what helps and ignore the rest. I am still learning, still adjusting, still documenting. Thanks to spending time with me.